This video is sponsored by RHINOSHIELD. Hey guys, you see, I've been using iPhone 16 base model for over a year. And yeah, I just want to see how powerful this iPhone 17 base model in comparison to the iPhone 16 Pro, because right now they're about the same price, but clearly iPhone 16 Pro has 3 cameras and maybe it is a better choice. So today I'll try to answer which one you should go for. Let's start. So I've been testing both phones, checking the main camera side by side and seeing if the lack of the zoom camera lens on the iPhone 17 really matters. And of course compared the new selfie camera and even some low light shots. But where do you even start with these phones? And what's the key difference? Well, you know, for me, first of all, it's right here. Let me show you. It's in this camera. Like you see, this frame doesn't look anything special if I use ultra wide or main camera. It looks quite regular. But if I go into the 5x telephoto, then I have this nice frame. It looks incredible, and look how sharp it looks. And this is the iPhone 16 Pro with the telephoto camera. Now let's do the same shot with the iPhone 17, just so you see the difference in quality. Let's activate the camera. That was very considerate. On the phone display, the shots can look almost identical, but as soon as you start zooming in or cropping, the difference is obvious. The 5x telephoto on the iPhone 16 Pro consistently delivers way more detail than the digital crop on the iPhone 17. And it's not just once in a while, it is every time. Later in this video though, I'll show you how to squeeze the maximum quality out of the iPhone 17 even without a telephoto lens. But first, let's talk about where the iPhone 16 Pro is better again. And guys, not only these phones differ in the amount of cameras, but also Pro actually allows you for a little bit more versatility if you're into photography and into video as well. But let's talk about photos first. So you see on this iPhone 16 Pro, if I click over here and long press on the file format, I can switch between HEIF Max, which is the format that I would recommend, and honestly this is the format that I use throughout the year on iPhones because it just preserves a lot of details, but it does not have heavy file size as the RAW Max format, and I would not use it almost at all unless you plan to edit your photos. So if you do edit your photos, then RAW Max is the way to go. It allows you to get this kind of results. So here is an edited shot and edited side by side. So it just contains more information and it allows you to squeeze more colors, contrast and everything out of the photo. So you see on the iPhone 17, we have just resolution switch, 24 megapixels and 48, and that's about it. You cannot switch file formats. There are a little bit of photo settings within the settings app, but I personally think it just implemented so poorly and not something as good design as on Android phone when you have everything laid out inside the camera app, which is just amazing, like S25 Ultra, Xiaomi phones, not only on Ultra phones, but on more lower tiers as well. Here, the only setting that Apple thinks we are deserving with this phone is resolution switch, but let me tell you, this 48 megapixel shots are really good. So if in telephoto department I would choose iPhone 16 Pro, oh my god guys, keep that thought. This frame is nice, this light is incredible. I'm getting distracted. And as much as the iPhone 16 Pro takes the lead for the telephoto camera, iPhone 17 takes the lead in the selfie camera department. Look how amazing it is. The iPhone 16 Pro, and this is iPhone 17. So here they're more or less similar. There is a difference, maybe, I don't know, 10% difference in terms of how wide it is, but that's not all. You see, if you watch my previous video featuring iPhone 17 Pro, then you know that now I can also take horizontal shots with this selfie camera without rotating the phone like so. So I press this button and get a really wide shot. And to get a similar shot on the iPhone 16 Pro, I have to rotate the phone this way, and it's way less comfortable. Trust me, once you try this new tech on the selfie camera on new iPhone 17 series, you want that kind of approach on every phone out there. And the field of view is still wider on this iPhone 17. So I think if you are taking a lot of selfies, if you're making a lot of online calls, then iPhone 17 is the way to go. And I was really surprised that this kind of a selfie camera also works for online video calls in third-party apps as well. So I had a video call, I don't remember, like Skype or some, not FaceTime app, something else, and I was moving in the frame and the camera was tracking me. So that is really awesome because the frame is so wide that iPhone can actually crop on the shot and move along with you to a certain extent. So I think this is just awesome, and if you are into selfie kind of content and film a lot of stuff, then iPhone 17 is the way to go. And yeah, now let's talk about portrait mode. When it comes to portrait mode, at 1x the results are almost identical on both phones. Maybe the iPhone 16 Pro has a slightly better subject separation thanks to the LiDAR sensor, but it's a subtle difference. Where things really change is when you switch to the 5x telephoto on the 16 Pro. Even while framing the subject the same way, the proportions look completely different. You get this background compression, which is something you simply cannot replicate with digital zooms. And no matter how many lenses manufacturers claim is within 1x main camera, optics are optics. And the optical 5x zoom is better than cropping on 1x main camera. And in low light, both phones hold up surprisingly well. But I will cover it in just a moment. It's getting really cold, so I really hope you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Did you like it? Like you see over there, there is a Prague castle right in between two roofs. Oh, this is a iPhone 17. Forgot about it. There is no zoom camera. Oh, you see, I just dropped this phone, so good thing that I have it inside the case. That was by accident, so definitely did not plan to drop this phone, but seems like case protected it well. How am I so clumsy? Tell me. Good thing I applied screen protector before leaving. Yeah, this is a RHINOSHIELD case, and they're sponsor of today's video, so let me show you what they sent. That was actually crazy. Their Solid X case is redesigned classic. Clean, slick, ultra lightweight, yet tough and grippy. It's reinforced inside and out to handle drops, and it absorbs up to 71% of impact energy, which basically means your phone takes less of a hit. And if you're into transparent cases, they're clear line, super lightweight obviously, and guaranteed not to yellow. My wife actually stole one of these already, and she says the colors looks like candy. My personal favorite though is the Mod NX. It's basically a bumper where you can swap out the back plates. And yeah, that means that you can literally change the look of your phone whenever you get bored. They have so many prints available, so I'm sure anyone can find something they like. Of course, RHINOSHIELD got you covered for the front of the phone too. Their Impact Protector Pro is tough and filters blue light, and everything RHINOSHIELD makes has passed extensive durability tests in their in-house lab. Drops, scratches, even UV light, so you know it's built to last. Their cases are made from one recyclable material, and they've got this Rhino Loop program where you can send back your old case and they will turn it into the next one. So if you are in the market for a new case, right now with any iPhone 17 case, you'll get 40% off the Impact Protector Pro or 30% off the 9H tempered glass screen protector. And with my code Steven10, you can take another 10% off. And now back to comparing these phones. Okay, so we're back, and as I was saying, iPhone 16 Pro, I can zoom in with this one with the proper telephoto lens like so and get this amazing shot. Look at that. Looks awesome. Looks a little bit noisy. Maybe iPhone 17 Pro would be better because of the computational photography applied, but overall I do love this silhouette kind of shot and something fresh, you know. Yeah guys, so something is happening with the ultra wide angle lens on this iPhone 17. Let me show you. You see, when I'm using just 1x main camera, both phones look identical. There's barely any difference here. But once I switch into the ultra wide angle lens, after 4 or 5 seconds, iPhone 17 right here goes into all weird tints. But iPhone 16 Pro stays consistent and looks identical in terms of colors for all three lenses, which is something really important to mention. If you take many shots in one location and you want to maybe edit them afterwards and apply same kind of a preset, this phone is a little bit inconsistent so far. So maybe after future firmware update it will change, but for now it is what it is. What I also noticed is that the iPhone 17 is more sensitive to subtle handshakes. It tends to introduce the motion blur more often, and it happened multiple times during my tests. Don't get me wrong, the iPhone 16 Pro can be affected too, but overall I got more consistent and sharper results with it. Now circling back to the ultra wide angle lens, unlike low light, during daytime they perform very identical on both iPhone 17 and iPhone 16 Pro. Check it out. I personally did not see any difference in terms of the sharpness, detail, they're very close. Maybe yes, the color processing is a little bit different, but there is nothing you cannot fix with this undertone. So if you think your shot is a little bit too contrasty, you drag the undertone exposure up. If you want it more saturated, you move it to the right. You just tweak it over here, or in post you can adjust it always. It's not to say that the ultra wide angle camera definitely better on the newer 17, no, or definitely better on the 16 Pro since it's the Pro. No, they're very close, and I personally did not see any difference other than a slightly different tint or color shift. Now let's talk about film and videos. Let's start with the cinematic mode. There's really not much difference between these two phones here. Both deliver great results. iPhone 16 Pro has a tiny edge though because of an additional telephoto lens, plus the LiDAR sensor helps to separate the subject a little bit better. But still, if you watched my iPhone 17 Pro versus iPhone Air video, the Air doesn't have cinematic mode at all. So I think that's a decent job for iPhone 17. Where the real difference is when we film and log videos. The iPhone 16 Pro, same as the iPhone 17 Pro, can shoot in Apple log, which gives me way more flexibility for color grading and just broader dynamic range. That's how I'm able to get footage like this. And by the way, the footage you're seeing right now was shot with a similar lens to mine, which I will be launching very soon this October, so stay tuned. You actually already seen it in action in my S25 Ultra videos and even in Vivo X200 Ultra video that I posted a few months back. So for all these reasons, I think iPhone 16 Pro is the winner here. In the photos though, they're more similar. And let me show you how you can squeeze maximum out of the iPhone 17 cameras. Check it out. So obviously the 5x telephoto lens will be much crispier here, but if you use maximum resolution and then digitally zoom over here to 5x, and yes, it might not look as crisp as the optical 5x on the 16 Pro, especially if you look from the distance, it looks pretty clean. Like, I bet for you guys right now looking at the display, you will not tell which one is which one is better or worse. I think if you use maximum resolution, then you in a way can trick the audience and make them think that you actually use the telephoto lens. Obviously, the proportions of the subject, especially for portraits, will be different and better on the telephoto lens on the 16 Pro, but for regular day-to-day shots, well, if you still decide to go for a phone without telephoto camera, that's what I would recommend you. And you know, it's really difficult to make a choice between these two phones because the iPhone 17 also brings new software features that are not available on the 16 Pro, which makes me feel a little bit unfortunate about this phone because it's so powerful and it could handle all these software features easily, but they locked it behind 17 only. So if you are planning to film this kind of videos, well, it is available only on the 17. By the way, you can move this image around, no problem, but only in the corners. For some reason, I cannot make it stuck maybe somewhere here. I have to hold it in order to lock it in place, otherwise it will be just in a corner. Talking about displays, both phones are nearly identical. Finally, base model iPhone 17 has 120 Hz, it's bright, sharp, and you can see pretty much everything in direct sunlight. And battery life is strong on both devices as well. So that's really not a deciding factor for me. If I were choosing between these two phones, I would ask myself one thing: what do I film or take pictures more of? If you film a lot of vlogs, cinematic videos, and need a telephoto lens for subjects further in the distance, then go with the iPhone 16 Pro. But if most of your content comes down to the selfie camera and FaceTiming, online calls, basically front-facing videos, then the iPhone 17 is the better choice. So to decide, just open your current gallery and see what you actually shoot more, and that will tell you which one fits your best. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for the next video. It's going to be a big one. And while I'm editing it, check out this video next because I think it will be perfect for you. And I'll see you there. Bye-bye.